once again, we've got Dave Blaze with us to talk technicals and to defend the granny. And, lots of
That's
grannies
right.
everywhere, and they're being taken advantage of, Dave.
Yes, yes. The especially the boomer generation, and those that are um, they're in what we call over here the sandwich generation. So they're kind of in between. They're taking care of their children and they're taking care of their parents all at the same time. And these people, these con artists out there, prey on those that are within that sandwich generation. And they're normally women that are 55 and older. And it's a horrible thing, because they get caught up. These people are in this position. They might be short on funds. They might be short. They get jammed up with whatever, and they become prey for these con artists. And one of the biggest ones, Rodney, is this quantum financial system, which is nothing more than it's so hard to explain. They're trying to tell these people that fall victim to this that there's going to be a monetary reset where all of the money that has been collected through taxes or whatever is all going to be, and all of this evil cabal's money is all going to be reset and redistributed back to the people. Trillions of dollars will be redistributed back to the people. And and all of your personal debt will be wiped out.
Well, it's attractive globalization in that sense. Give it to the poor,
Well, of course. Sounds like Robin Hood.
exactly that. With
Right.
the emphasis on robbing, because that's what they want to do, rob you. And globalism's got long tentacles, and they're making the most of it. We all want everybody to be fairly treated, and they're
Right.
taking advantage. It's a bit cruel to say naive, but some people are. They think the best of other people all the time. As journalists, we probably have the opposite structure. We see the worst of
Right. We're
everybody.
skeptical of everything.
Yes. So, yeah, look, what are the warning signs to look out for?
Okay, the warning signs of this, if they want like large fees, if they want like large fees for you to send them as much money as possible for conferences and material that you have to buy in order to learn how to access this new financial system. And it's the old idiom, if it sounds too good to be true, it's normally not true.
Yeah, they're taken advantage of clearly, and it's not surprising we will be able to wipe your credit card out, your mortgage, your loan. So it's a very
Right.
attractive package.
Right. Of course. Of course. And then if somebody is in a bad spot and they've got a lot of debt and they've got pressing, bill collectors and so forth and so on, this looks like a lifeline that they can hold on to and possibly climb out of trouble. But what they find, and people that have done this, what happens to them is they wind up in more trouble
Yeah.
because they follow these crazy aspects of and instructions on how to access this money. And then they try and draft fake checks off of non-existent accounts that they believe now to be active accounts with millions of dollars in them that are in their names. And they try and pay off personal debts with them, and they wind up getting into even more trouble.
You mentioned the word checks then. Now, do they exist in the States, a check anymore?
Oh, sure.
Golly, it's gone from Europe
Really?
years ago. Nobody uses checks these days.
We still use checks all the time.
We're ahead of the game. I mean, the trap with a check, of course, is that it's put in a second class post envelope. So it arrives after a week at best, and then it takes another week to clear it. So it's good business.
Yeah, that's right. It gives you 2 weeks in order to get the money to pay the check.
Exactly that. Yeah. So,
No, but yeah, we still have checks. We're still in that arena. And checks work out fine.
yeah.
But a lot of that is, I got to tell you, Rodney, with this with the Clarity Act that's moving ahead here in the United States, that's going to change a lot of the way that the banks do business. They're integrating XRP and XLM and Solana and so forth into the monetary system. So there's going to be transactions are going to be instant. Even now, like wire transfers and stuff like that, they still take a day or two, but not under this new system. It'll be instant.
Again, we must be ahead of the game. We've had this for years, instantaneous, costless, immediate transfers.
Yes, yes. Europe has had a version of the Clarity Act for quite a while, and the United States is catching up on that. And the Senate, our Senate over here, all the senators are sitting on their hands. It's just the bankers feel that they're not going to be able to make as much money on transactions if the Clarity Act passes.
Yes, yes.
So that's the big problem with the Clarity Act.
What about the US Treasury note scam?
Oh, that's the other scam. See, that's all connected to the quantum financial system. So they're trying to say that will be the replacement of the Federal Reserve note. That the
Right?
Federal Reserve, the United States banking system, the US dollar as we know it today is being removed and will be replaced with this new system of Treasury notes, and it's all going to be gold backed and all of this stuff. And I got to tell you, it is for those that don't know any better, it sounds like, oh, wow, that's really wonderful. But when you start learning about how our monetary system actually works, it's all fantasy. We will never go back to the gold standard, ever. Can you
Well,
even imagine? Can you even imagine if Great Britain goes back to the gold standard? You'd have you'd have a third of the government services you have now.
yeah, I would think that's about right.
Right. So when they stop picking up your garbage, when the garbage men stop collecting garbage and everybody starts screaming about it, then you know it's a big failure.
What about the crypto and token scams? First of all,
Oh, well.
what's the difference between crypto and a stage further tokens?
Well, the tokens are crypto, but the scam is that these people create coins on this stellar network, and the coins really have no value. So they pump up their followers that this new coin is going to go to the moon, and this is going to be the greatest thing ever. So all of their followers buy this coin. And what's actually happening is that the people that are pushing the coin are selling their followers their load of coins. So now the followers, the people pushing this, they cash out. And mind you, the coins are purchased with what? US dollars.
Yeah.
Right? The horrible US dollar, all of this stuff. Quantum financial conferences, materials, phony coins on the Stellar Network. All of this stuff is all purchased from these people with US dollars. the horrible, horrible failing US dollar.
Well, when you wake up in the morning, whether it's with Bloomberg or whoever, and the various numbers are there, the data's there, price of gold, you probably ignore that, but the dollar against the euro, things like that. What is the first thing you turn to in the morning?
Well, first thing in the morning, I spend my first part of my morning praying and reading the Bible. And then after that, I make some coffee and I turn on Maria Bartiromo's show on Fox Business. But the thing is, look how strong the dollar is. The dollar's DXY. The dollar index is hanging around 100 constantly. The dollar is strong. So, all of this talk about the failing banking system and all of this, I don't think it's going to happen.
Before we
And
leave this, let's give a warning and a help to people
yeah,
that are vulnerable and that are taken
yes.
in by these scams. How can they check it out?
See, this is the thing. They can check it out anywhere. All you have to do is search for, like, for example, is the quantum financial system a scam? Question
Well, they
mark.
can talk to their AI and do that, can't they? Very simply.
That's right. They can talk to the AI and do it. But here's the thing. The con artists convince them that the AI is run by the Mossad and the Jews. So you can't get anything, you can't get a straight answer out of that. Google is no good. Bing is no good. All the companies are no good. The FBI, CIA, the intelligence community, the army, the military, everybody's no good. Congress is no good. Everyone's no good except the con artist that's selling them this new program.
I'll tell you what we come across a lot with these con artists. They're bully boys. If they see you're not parting with your bank account information, they will
Yes,
bully you into it, make you feel that big. That's a
right.
giveaway.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you don't comply, you know where that happens a lot. That happens a lot with the scams where they want you to go and buy a gift card with and put like a $500 on a gift card and then give them the number. And they've already convinced you it's for something to do with your bank account or your computer or whatever it is. And then when you don't do it, they become irate. And you're right, they bully people. I've spent all this time on the phone with you. How could you be so stupid? You're not the And the reason they can afford to do it is number one, they know it's a con. So if you ultimately they get nothing, okay, they didn't lose anything. But if they can bully you into doing it, they get the money and they're gone.
Where are these people into this scam? Are they in America? Are they in India?
Well, the QFS people are predominantly in Europe.
Are we talking Ukraine?
No, we're not talking Ukraine. We're
Well, we
talking
used to,
Spain.
Dave. We
We're
used
talking
to.
Spain. We're talking the United Kingdom. We're talking Germany, France. That's where the majority of this QFS scam comes out of. Okay, that's number one. The whatchamacallit, all of the other scams comes from Indonesia. Most of the
Right.
other scams are coming from Indonesia because they got no, I don't know, they got no rules or regulations. You can't pull that off in the United States. They'll throw you behind in jail.
Yeah, but we must mention something I've just been into before our chat. What's going on in the UK, of course. Forget freedom of speech. Now being taken on are usually ladies who the police can bully, and literally they turn up on the doorstep. We found a tweet or even an X.
Yeah.
And oh, what was that about? And quite
Okay.
innocent,
Okay. Now hold on a
innocently.
second. You have to understand that with the dissolving and the closing down of just about all of the mental institutions, you have the great majority of people now can freewheel with whatever idiotic thoughts are on their mind they put on social media. So, yes, are there exceptions to this where the police overstep? And yes, but for the most part, these people are putting some of the most outrageous statements online, vicious, horrific statements online. And then when the police knock on their door, they act all humble and shocked. Be out there writing, making posts on X and Facebook and wherever else, talking about assassinations. You want to kill this person and this person should die, and I'm going to rape your children and so. No, this is what they do. And then the police knock on their door, and you get a YouTube video of how, look, the police are censoring me.
There are many cases in the UK that are genuine, and somebody complains about a company's behavior without proof or with proof. But in the good old days, the company would suddenly phone up and say, hey, you've put this about us. Is it true?
Yes, but but hold on a minute. In the good old days, there were proper ways to resolve these issues.
Yes.
Now you're dealing with lunatics that can freewheel and ruin an organization through social media. So the laws have to adapt to that kind of behavior. Wouldn't you agree?
Well, there's two arguments here. One is what you said, but there again, it depends on proof. The person complaining might not be off their mind. They might be correct. And the old method may be the best way of preserving that.
Okay. We have at George, we've published a book of Gene Ho's personal pictures of President Trump during the first campaign, but all behind the scenes stuff, meetings that he had with world leaders, people he was interviewing for the cabinet, rallies that started out in classrooms. I mean, just fantastic stuff. And you can get it. It's George's America's 250th. Get it at georgemagazine.com. But here's the thing. There's only 1,776 of these available. Gene numbers, hand signs, stamps, and then embosses over all of that each and every copy. And it's a slow process. You would think he's signing, that's it. No. The numbering has to be right, because if the sticker goes on wrong, it's a special sticker that if the sticker if it gets removed, all of a sudden you've got it underneath there, it says void. So it has to be applied properly. I mean, it's a time-consuming process. We have people that bought the book a week ago that are saying, I've emailed 7 times and I can't, I'm calling and no one gets back to me. You guys suck. They're almost every live show that we do, Monday through Friday, we talk about this. And they act like they are completely unaware. They're completely ignorant of what's going on behind the scenes and of the collectible that they've purchased. I'm telling you, a lot of these people, brother, are off. They're unhinged. They are unhinged.
Well, look, let's go a stage further. Who's responsible for keeping the range in good order? It's surely the tech companies, the Googles, the Microsofts.
Yes, yeah, you would. That's right. That's right. But when they do, you have the same lunatics then start complaining they're being censored.
Do you trust the companies to get it right, Dave? Do you trust
I
Facebook to get it
trust the
right?
companies more. I trust the companies more than I do these characters. Absolutely, 1,000%. 1,000%. The companies have nothing to gain by censoring anybody. They, in order for a platform to grow, it needs agitation because agitation breeds engagement,
Does it
right? So
breed porn? What's your answer to the porn videos that you can get every day of the week if you wish on
well,
Facebook?
you can get porn videos on Facebook?
Absolutely, you can.
Well, I've
Have
never
you not
seen a porn
tried?
video on Facebook in all my life.
Oh, yeah, you can. Maybe it's in Europe they're targeting, but it happens.
Well, that might be so, but I truly, Rodney, I've never seen that. Maybe I'm naive, or I just plain don't look for them, frankly. But the thing is, I've never seen a porn video. But that's beside the point. We're not talking about porn videos. We're talking about censorship, right? So these people they make outrageous statements. They make death threats. They say all sorts of crazy wackadoo stuff. And when the social media company removes their account, they cry they've been censored. Now, is that right?
Well,
No,
look,
but they wouldn't, but they don't know any better because they're crazy.
okay, you turn up on the doorstep, you read the riot act as a policeman and say, don't do it again, or are they taken straight down to the cop shop?
I don't know. Well, I don't think that's happened here in the United States. But what are they doing in Europe? Are they arrested immediately?
But they are. I've just done a video with a pal of mine I've known for years called Caroline Farrow. And they don't like the stuff she publishes because she speaks the truth. She's part of Citizen Go, which is quite famous here in Europe. And they take up things like anti abortion, anti freedom of speech. And lo and behold, they turn up a doorstep. We want all your computers. Kids frightened to death behind mum. And then they take her down to the police station. They have to release her. She's got a good lawyer. And then 5 days later, they turn up again. We're not happy with what we've seen. She's in the shower. Oh, they say, hang on, we better get a lady policeman in here. And it's brutal. We're not talking about the cooks here, the ones that have lost it up there.
Right.
Pájaros in the cabeza, we say in Spain. No, it's the people that are being sought after by the establishment and are treated cruelly.
Okay. So hold on a minute. So hold on a sec. So what you're presenting is a right, and I've known you for 20 plus years. So that I believe that what you're presenting is a righteous case. Okay, that's a righteous case. But then there's all of the asylum, lunatic, criminal element that see that and then figure they can get notoriety by making outrageous statements online, hoping the police come, filming it, and then posting it for clicks and views.
What the modus operandi is to innocent people, they come round and say, we've had a report about whatever it is. I've just seen one. She
Yeah.
accuses a company of freezing dogs from a dog's home. She found evidence of lots of beagle dogs being frozen. So she publishes it. The police came round.
Wait a minute, did she report that to the authorities?
I suppose she did because she's
Yeah.
from a charity.
We have something similar here in the States where online you have people making all sorts of wild accusations about others, that they're criminal this and they're child sex traffickers and they're this, that, and no proof. There's no evidentiary proof, but they'll make the statement online. They'll tell you, oh, I found this article, I connected all of these dots, whatever. They will never actually go to the police, call the police, and file the report with the authorities. They never let the authorities know. And then when you say, well, did you let the authorities know? Oh, well, they'll do nothing about it.
Well, that is a giveaway, obviously. I've reason to believe that this particular case was absolutely kosher and she's got evidence. But let's put that on one side. The police came and they said,
Yeah.
we believe you've committed a hate crime, but you can get out of it by going on a retraining course about hate speech. And we can do this through Zoom. I mean, if this isn't North Korea, Dave, I don't know what is.
This isn't like mental retraining. I keep bringing out the fact that you have every nut online. Now, there are exceptions, but for the most part, you have every nut online posting about all their crazy thoughts. So the thing is, what do you want the authorities to do when there've been complaints and so on? They don't know what it's about, and they're certainly not, the police are not there to argue with the person making the complaint, right? So if this person has actual proof of animal cruelty, which I know in Great Britain is taken very seriously, right? So if they have actual proof of animal cruelty, they need to report that to the authorities. Then they can get online and say, I've reported this to the authorities. Here's what I found. So if this company then files a complaint against that person, now the police have standing to push back. But if nothing is done, if the company calls the cops and says, hey, this person's making these crazy allegations about our business and it's not right, the police aren't going to argue with them. They're going to follow up.
No, I accept what you're saying exactly, but can I make another statement? Perhaps I'm going to upset people now, especially over the pond. There appears to be a lot more people that are unhinged in the States because I get a lot of stuff and I can spot it. My nose is great for that. Whether it's genuine, whether it's a video that's been put together. But most of them are genuine, and many from Christian preachers. We've got a great tradition in Britain of standing on Hyde Park Corner in London, standing in a square in a town. You better watch it. You will be arrested very quickly because along comes Islam and complains, and they take their word against the preacher's word. So many times, Dave.
I know. That's true. Now, you made the statement that it seems there are more unhinged people in the United States. That's true, but you have to also understand that the people that Americans over a long period of time have been the subject of some of the greatest Russian, Iranian, and Chinese propaganda known to man. And it was targeted on the far left and the far right. So you have, I mean, this propaganda is unbelievable, both in the political spectrum here in the United States. The far left and the far right are basically the same. They don't trust anything, any organization, any agency, Congress, the president, the police, the sheriff, no one. They trust nothing. And then that gives rise to the sovereign citizen movement, where they basically say that they're a free man on the land and they're not a citizen at all. So lots of bizarre stuff out there. What I'm saying is it was the worst decision ever to shut down the mental hospitals.
Yes. We've overrun. But we've got to mention one thing.
Yes.
for those people that are not unhinged in Great Britain. And sometimes I think more of them are than that aren't. The Trump man is our hero just by simply saying two things: sort your immigration out and sort your oil fields out, and you'll solve so many problems. But they won't. They're all ideologues. They couldn't care less about the people. They just care about their ideology. I
Yeah, but
nearly
they
said
also,
ideology. Maybe it's the same thing.
it
Freudian
might be the
slip.
same thing. Well, it might be the same, it might be ideology, because you got to remember something. If the money people behind the politicians turn off the spigot, those politicians will do whatever they say. So if all of a sudden you had the big money people going, we gotta start drilling our own oil. We have to start getting our own oil, as opposed to who does Great Britain rely on now? Denmark?
No, we've got bags of oil. Finland have got an awful lot of oil. Same
Yeah,
oil field.
but you're buying oil
I know
from
it's
somebody.
total madness. We're out of the same well practically, because when you
Right,
drill a well, you don't drill down, it comes out each side. They're
correct.
pinching our oil, we're pinching their oil. It's
Right.
total incompetence and madness. The Donald is right. Of course, he's the most unpopular person in the United Kingdom and Europe because we're being gaslit.
Yeah. What happened in Spain?
Spain
What
is even more
what
left
happened? You got
wing.
Biden over there? You have Biden over there with the open border?
Yeah. Well, literally, it's a stone's throw from where we live. And it's worth thinking about because no, 60,000 of them came over and it was planned. And maybe it will bring an end to this wretched government we have in Spain.
Yeah.
Dare I say worse than UK government? I honestly think it is.
The last time this happened, it led to the Crusades.
Yes.
The Pope finally had to get these cowardly kings, and send them a letter that, like, unless you start fighting back, you might as well go chop your own heads off.
Exactly that. History teaches us, but we never learn.
That's right.